Okay, transfers. Because I had written on the rock and I made a boo-boo, I'm going to use this as a transfer rock. And I have a little bit of excess paint here. So I'm going to make use of that paint. Sorry to make you guys dizzy. I'm kind of using a brush that's not my favorite. I like a flat brush. This is not great, but each different brush does different types of transfers, so that's kind of cool. This one, I kind of like the way it looks, though. I'm going to grab the pink, and then I'm just going to lay it on top. It's going to take a while to see the design because this one already has a pour on it, but it won't take long for me to get this party started. Kind of going through here. I'm going to use a couple different rocks, excess paint, and just put it on there. Kind of lets you get use of all that excess paint without having to put it back in the cup and then it lose its color. So really I'm just making use of all this extra paint. And I'm getting a cool effect because as you layer it on top of each other, you get a neat design on them. So now you can kind of see the effect of how it looks. And just because I've had to use this brush recently, I've kind of noticed that I kind of like the effect that this brush has because I can only put so much paint on there. So when I put the piece of brush on there, I kind of roll my brush. So kind of lay it on top and then I kind of twist a little bit. Kind of leaves a little design. Kind of making sure to hit the spots up so that there's not any kind of gaps in the rock itself of where there's no paint. Going back over there. There's a little something there. Just kind of hitting up all, and then it kind of gives me a time to reuse that extra paint because I don't always want to save all the paint. I want to kind of use it so that I could make use of it. Kind of, I have a nice little design on the brush itself. I'll just try to lay it on the paint that's already there. Get a cool effect. So it's kind of more fun for me sometimes doing these because you get to actually make the design where you want it. So it's kind of cool. Just gonna do a little bit more. These take a little bit longer than the pours because of course you're doing it a little at a time. But I really like the look of these because it's always really cool to see how these ones come out. I think I'm almost done with all the excess paint kind of, so I'm kind of trying to hit up every little spot I can try to hit. I'm just about done. I'm going to hit up the spots that I haven't got, like on the sides and stuff below. But you can tell this effect gives it a really cool marbly look. And since I'm kind of meshing a couple different excess pour colors, you really get a cool look when they all blend together. And so that's kind of like the reason why I really like the transfers too, is because the effect on it is just, it's a really cool look, and you kind of can control a little bit of how the blending happens. So just a little bit on transfer since everybody gets kind of curious on how to do them. The paint can't be too thin. I found that if the paint is really thin, you can't really control the paint. So I actually, in this pour, had put nothing in there except in between a few layers, and I put multiple colors. I put a drop or two of the Moroccan Sleek Oil, which is this oil. Let me get a little further back there. Anything with this product in it right here, the DIMETHICONOL, will help to bring cells out. I did get a few in here, a few that popped out in here. I don't use heat, just my preference. I just don't want to put heat on them. I just like the way they flow without it, but maybe I might try it in the future, but right now I'm not too keen on that. I'm liking the way mine's come out, but there is that transfer. Really like the way it looks and the design it gives it. So just make use of that excess paint and you still get the brightness instead of putting it back in the cup. I mean, you can't always do transfers, but when you have excess paint and you want to do something unique, these are always fun. I pour flat, so it kind of makes it so that the paint doesn't have so far to drip. So in turn, if it doesn't have that much more to drip, it won't mix that much. So for me, it gives it a easier way to pick it up, and it also doesn't blend the paint as much because it's flat. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I have tons of tutorials on the announcement area, but I really like the way this one came out. It's really cool. Bye-bye.